Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the New York Mets 2020 End of Season Awards. Thank you everybody, thank you everybody, thank you. Thank you for coming out. It's going to be a wonderful evening here at Madison Square Garden as we celebrate and look back on what was a season of so near but so far, really, wasn't it? Once again, we've gone out in the NLDS. But I think given what's happened this year with injuries and whatnot, we can be relatively proud of what we've achieved. So I think we'd best start the evening before we give out the first award by just a big round of applause for the players. I think they've done really well this year. Well done, guys. Alright, let's get the awards underway. First up tonight, it is the award for most wins by a pitcher. And this year, with 16 wins, the award goes to Noah Syndergaard. Next award, it's one for the batters. It's the highest batting average. And this season, with an average of 284, it's Jeff McNeil. The next award is the Golden Bullseye. This, of course, goes to the batter who was hit most times by a pitch this season. And with an incredible 19 times struck by a pitcher, what is he doing wrong? It's Petey, my boy, Blue Alonso. Next up, it is the Golden Anchor, awarded, of course, to the man who drags the team down most, with most double plays hit into. And this year, defending his title, but stepping it up with an incredible 30 double plays hit into, it's Big Willie Ramos. Next up, it is the Golden Boot, awarded to the pitcher who issues the most walks through the season. And this year, with an impressive 53 walks, it's Chihiro Kaneko. Next up, it's the Golden Glasses, awarded to the man who struck out most as a batter. And this year, with an incredible 173 strikeouts, wow, that is impressive, it's Yoenis Céspedes. Next up, it's the Golden K, awarded to the pitcher with the most strikeouts. And this year, with 219 victims, it's Noah Syndergaard. Next up tonight, it is the Golden Broom. This, of course, is awarded to the man who sweeps the bases with most RBIs. And this year, with an impressive 92 RBIs. He may strike out a lot, but he also gets them in. It's Yoenis Céspedes. The next award is one for the pitchers. It is the lowest or best ERA. And this year, with an impressive 208, it's Edwin Diaz. Next up tonight, it's one for the batters. It's most home runs, and with an impressive 29 balls blasted from the ballpark, lots of B's in that one, it is, with a triple crown of sorts, Yoenis Céspedes. Now it's time for the horse's ass. This is the player I deem to be the worst player of the season. Not one that the players want, but one that is usually well-deserved. And this season, it hurts my heart to do this, but with 17 starts and an ERA of 6.53, it's Jacob deGrom. Getting down to the business end of the evening now, and the next award is for Best Pitcher. Now, the way we determine this, there is a formula that is used that is down in the description, if you care to have a look. But with a score of 63.57, this year's New York Met Pitcher of the Year, it's Noah Syndergaard. And now it's the batter's turn, Best Batter. And once again, there is a formula that is used for this that is down in the description if you care to have a look. And this season, with a score of 50.09, it's Louis Gramore. And now it's time for the big one, the Golden All-Star, the New York Met of the Year. This is one that I pick. There's no necessary formula for it. It's just who I think has been our best player. Once again this year, I think you have to look at our pitching staff to see who the stars have been. And the biggest star amongst them, it's Noah Syndergaard, everybody, for the second year in a row. So that is it for this evening. Congratulations to Noah and the rest of the winners. It's been, as I said at the start, a good season this year. but one that we hope to improve on next year at Citi Field. What's going to happen now? Don't leave us. There will be a working through of preseason to see how we can strengthen the team. But for everybody in the auditorium, for everybody watching at home, thank you so much for enjoying the awards evening, and we'll see you next year, hopefully with a World Series. Thank you, everybody. Hi guys, I'm Aussie Villain. Belatedly welcome to episode 25 of the New York Mets, and today all the action takes place here in my office because we are going to look to build a team that is finally going to get past the friggin' NLDS. I'm so sick. 2 years in a row now I've been eliminated in that. And don't forget, let me know what you think of our award winners in the comments below. And I did make a list of all the winners as well. It's down there in the description so you can see all the awards and who won them and what the numbers were that won them for them. If that makes any sense. Anyway, guys, let's get on with this. Let's start and make some signings. Alright, let's get on with this preseason here. Now, instantly I see here I forgot to renew personnel contracts. So that's going to be annoying. I have to go through all that again, but you don't have to worry about that. Let's start with all the information here. Okay, the next year of the contract of Big Willie Ramos is a team option for $10 million. Do we want to keep Big Willie Ramos for $10 million a year? He does love a double play, doesn't he? But I also think, what was his batting average last year? 232. I mean, do we want to keep him? I think we do. 10 million is a lot of money, but I think I want to keep him. We can always trade him away, can't we? So I want to execute option. Yes, please. All right, Craig Kimbrel. He has decided to leave. Okay. Well, if we had to lose someone, the bullpen's not the worst spot. We do have some decent options. Are they Craig Kimbrel good? Probably not. ERA of 3.30 though. Yeah, I don't know. Can we try and negotiate an extension here? What's he want? He wants 10 million. Do I want a bullpen player 10 million a year that has pitched 60 odd innings? I don't. Let me know in the comments if I'm thinking this wrong. I mean, he's a hard worker, gets along with everybody. I mean, it's not like he's pitched more for other teams. He's sort of a 60, 70 innings a year guy, isn't he? 10 million for 60 innings. I'm trying to work out whether that's like 600,000 dollars an inning. That seems a lot, but maybe in the grand scheme of things, it's not that bad. Can we get him for a little bit less, maybe? Can we do 9? Let's do 9. How old is he? 32. We'll give him a player option. That's fine. Ask for a response. Come on, 9 million. That sounds reasonable. Okay, well, we've put an offer in. We'll just wait and see what happens with that. That's a little bit more than we're paying him right now, so that's hopefully he'll be happy with that. He may not be, but 10 million to me just seems a lot. Frankie, I thought Frankie did okay. 100,000 grand a year. That is. Oh no, wait, sorry. So we want to. I want to keep him. Okay. So that's fine. What do we got here? Oh, the owner's goals for this season. We know we did okay this year, didn't we? Because we extended Wilson. Fans got to make it. I made it. Yes, very happy you're able. Yes, we did make the playoffs, didn't we? Despite a difficult season at times. I can see a marked improvement last year in our batting average. Well, not quite top 6 like I'd hoped for. I'm still happy with the improvement from the previous string of 11th. So yeah, our batting did definitely improve last year. So that's good. We know that we extended Justin Wilson. Long-term goal is I can't be too upset at a playoff team. However, we still want him to make the World Series, which is fine. I think that's what we all want to do, isn't it? Okay, so this is for next year. We want to improve on stolen bases. I think that's a fair enough thing. We want to sign Kimbrel to an extension. We've just tried to do that. Acquire a great great glove award winner. So is that like a golden glove? Is that like best player in a position and reach the World Series in the next 6 years? Great glove award winner. Well, I don't know what that is. Golden glove is like the best defensive player, isn't it, in a position? I don't know what a great glove award winner is. I know some of you. I know you'll let me know in the comments. I'm not really sure what that is though. Market size increases. Very nicely done, boys. It's increased to very big, which is a very vague description, but we'll take it. I decided on the budget for the upcoming season. We will have 274 million to spend on total team expenses. This should allow 240 million on the payroll. I don't know what we have right now. May wish to set ticket prices. We can look to do that in pre-season. So we won't look at doing that now. congratulations. I've decided, we've got a new contract at the Mets, 3 years for $1.2 million a year. I mean, nice of him to assume I'm going to accept that. It doesn't sound like there was much of a negotiation there. It's just like, here's your contract. I don't get to test free agency, unlike some other people, Kimbrel. Okay, now I didn't renew player staffing, so that's really, really annoying. I don't know if I can get these guys back. I feel like we did okay for the most part. I'll go back and fix that up. I'm not going to make you sit through that. Off-season begins. Arbitration period begins. So we'll see what happens with that. Plug pulled on Pharrell. So is this guy any good? Oh, no, wait, that's the manager. Okay, so that's not really of any of our concern. The one thing I do want to have a quick look at before we go anywhere here is it's front office, isn't it? And then upcoming free agents. Anybody else here we want to keep? Marcell Ozuna was okay. What's he on? He was a good pinch hitter, but he didn't really do much else, did he? What was his batting average? It was .224, which is not it. He's batted better than that in the past. Yeah, puts in long hours, great knowledge of the game. He's a popular in the clubhouse. Do we want to pay $2.8 million for someone that's really just there to be a pinch hitter? That's debatable, isn't it? Anybody else here? Anybody that has potential here, we might look to sign to minor league contracts. Gomez wants a major league contract. I'm going to say no. To be honest, not good enough. Decent speed, but he's not a major league baseballer, is he? Starting pitcher here, Harold Gonzalez. Again, I'm going to say no. We'll let him go. And the other one here is Jacob Ram. I mean, he looks... I had an eye on him for a while. He's just always injured. And to be honest, with movement like that, I don't think he's got it anymore. So I think we're going to let him go as well. What we will look to do is these guys here that are three... I'm not going to make you sit through contract negotiations, but these guys here that have decent potential, Carpio and Sanchez, we'll look to renew them. Anybody else here, I don't necessarily think we will. I'm not going to... maybe for minor league contracts, we'll kind of see how they've done. But anybody that's a little bit older, I don't see the sense in keeping them. They're just clogging up a spot that could go to a younger player. And salaries, the only other thing I do want to kind of look to do this year is we've got to have a conversation about Grandpa Canó. Where is he here? He's on $20 million a year. That is just too much. Can we negotiate an extension that starts now? No. The only reason I even hesitate about just doing everything I can to get rid of him is because if we go and have a look at the team chemistry here, he's the leader in the team. But then we're not really going to play him, so I don't know what to do. 20 million's a lot, though, isn't it? There'll be a new leader. 20 million's a lot of money to have just because we like someone. Anyway, guys, what we'll do is when the free agency started and all that kind of fun stuff, we have a chance to sign players. I'll come back and we'll check in then. Okay, first little bit of news. Kimbrel did sign that contract we offered him, so 4 years at $9 million. I think that's okay. Looks like the fans are happy with that, so that's good. Overall, fan interest increases slightly. A few other players here that have signed minor league deals, no one major. That Carpio is one of the good players that we said we'd try and re-sign. A lot of it is just to try and keep numbers, to be honest, in the minors. Otherwise, that is pretty much it. There's the Kimbrel, the confirmation of his signing. Let me know what you think in the comments. I think that's okay. He's a good option in the bullpen for us. So there we go. Okay, so the Great Glove Awards, it's the best defensive player, so that's what I thought it was called, the Gold Glove, but maybe it's not, maybe it's called the Great Glove instead. Here are the winners. You can see for the National League, any names there you might recognize, and then for the National League, the American League, for the National League, we didn't get anything. Gerrit Cole was the pitcher, Elias Diaz was the catcher, Jason Smoak was the first baseman. Second base, I thought maybe Gomorrah would have had a chance at second or shortstop, maybe because we switched in between the two. That didn't happen. Third base was, we can see the names there. I'm not going to butcher them any more than I have to already. But there you go. We didn't get any Great Glove winners this year. So in this time of now where it just seems to be every day there's another award given out, this time it's the reliever of the year. Edwin Diaz came in third. Now I'm pretty sure he won that last year. I could be wrong, but I mean Diaz was superb last year. This season just gone, he wasn't quite as good. But he did come in third, so that's nothing to sneeze at, is it? That's something we can be proud of. We have the third best reliever in the National League. Now, it's the best hitters in every position. Now, I'm surprised that Syndergaard wasn't the best hitting pitcher. It went to Gerrit Cole. Now, he was the best. He was the Golden Glove as well, wasn't he? So, he's a decent pitcher. Now, I'm pretty sure we tried to sign him last year as a free agent, didn't we? I'm almost positive we did. Yeah, last year as a free agent. We definitely did. So, it's a shame he didn't come to us because... yeah, that would have been quite something to have the best pitcher, like defensive pitcher and hitting pitcher. They haven't given out the Cy Young just yet, but I think Syndergaard might be in the running again this year. But anyway, Gerrit Cole was the best hitting pitcher. Carson Kelly was the best catcher. Bellinger was the best first baseman. That'll be Blues Award one day, just you wait. Nick Senzel, the best second baseman. I think Goodmore's been a little bit unlucky. We'll just have to stick him to second base next year and see if he can get in there for that. Rendon, the best third baseman. Seager was the best shortstop. Yelich was the best left fielder. Tapia, the best center fielder. And the best right fielder was Fremil Reyes. Relatively low averages there. I always thought you'd have to bat over 300 to get up there, especially first baseman. Batting 269, that seems really low. Anyway... That is the best hitters of the year. We'll see what's next. So next it is Rookie of the Year. We didn't get Rookie of the Year, but what we did get, Kaneko came in 5th. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, he came in 5th. Now that only surprises me because he is a 37-year-old, so I can only assume that he hadn't actually played anywhere. Can we see career? So the Braves had just signed him from the Japanese league, and then we traded for him. So it was actually his first league in Major League Baseball. Knowing that now, that's not a bad year that he's had. He would have had, adjusting to Major League Baseball. I'm assuming that's something that would have to come in. So he actually did okay. So maybe we can expect more from him next year, albeit, he's just turned 37, so he'll be a 37-year-old next year. But yeah, he was right up there in the Rookie of the Year voting, so that's interesting to know. I've been absolutely robbed. Atlanta Braves manager wins Manager of the Year. All he did was win the World Series. I don't really see how that makes him better than me. Oh, and we missed Syndergaard on the Cy Young Award winner this year. He comes in 3rd. I'm not quite sure how they decide all this, but it was Corbin ahead of Kershaw and then Syndergaard. He wasn't as good this year as last year, but 3rd in the voting. I tell you what, we've still got a very, very special player in our hands here, don't we? All right, next up, it is the MVP. And the MVP is Christian Yelich, is it? Christian Yelich was the MVP ahead of Bellinger and Rendon. The only Met that was in the conversation, it was Syndergaard again, and it was down here, just outside the top 10, it looks like. So again, that kind of reflects our season a little bit, doesn't it? It was sort of Syndergaard, and then we had nobody else really filming at that really top level. So that's it for the awards, the Major League Awards. It's on to free agency and signings. Okay, it is arbitration day, and we've had a few. The first up here was Michael Conforto. He's now on $13.25 million a year. No, that's not a quarter, is it? That's an eighth or whatever. Anyway, you can see what it is. 13.125,000. My brain just can't work it out. But anyway, it's less than what he demanded. I think it's probably what he's worth, considering, he's developing into a really, really nice cleanup hitter for us. Ahmed Rosario, just over $1 million. He wanted the team we'd offered less, so he got a little bit more than he's perhaps worth, or what we thought he was worth. I think as a defensive player, I think Ahmed Rosario is that's not the worst for him. I might even see if we can tie him down to a longer contract, because he should be a little bit better, I think, perhaps than he is. Next up was Steve Matz. We're going to try and trade him, I think. He got less than he wanted. I just feel like as a pitching staff, we're moving past him. So we might not see Matz next year, if I'm honest. I think we have maybe some better options there. Brandon Nimmo, he's on $10 million a year now. That is a lot of money for a center fielder who doesn't really do that much. He just gets hit a lot by pitchers. So we might need to reevaluate whether Nimmo is worth that money to us as well. Seth Lugo, $4.2 million. He's almost definitely not worth that much. Though he does okay out of the bullpen, doesn't he? Maybe he is worth that. I'll have to think about that. But anyway, we've got him for that now anyway. It's just whether we trade him away or not. Albert Amora, 1.4. That's roughly what he wanted, roughly what he gets. Decent contact hitter. There is an upgrade for us to be had at center field, isn't there? Between Amora and Nimmo. That's definitely somewhere I think we can upgrade. And Diaz, he got a little bit more than he perhaps we wanted to give him. But to be honest, I think he's worth it. He is an elite pitcher. To the fact, actually, I might even just look to offer him a contract. He's 26. Can we just tie him down for like the next 15 years or something? 10 years, that takes him to 36. I'm okay to make him a lifetime Met, if I'm honest. Can we, if we can just do 10 million a year, or no, will be 10.8 a year. Let's see if we can do that all the way down for 10 years. Go on, mate. You know you want to. It doesn't want to be tied up that long. All right. Well, we'll leave it then. We won't get caught up into that. I mean, he's just a really elite level pitcher, isn't he? What am I clicking on here? This one. That was the last of the arbitrations, wasn't it? So next up, it's free agency. We don't really have any. The only person we're going to lose to free agency is Ozuna here. I did go to offer him a contract just because he's a useful hitter to have. He doesn't like Mickey Callaway, so no chance of that happening. I'm still on the fence about whether we keep Mickey Callaway or not. As long as we're making the playoffs, he's kind of doing his job, isn't he? It's difficult to sack him. But I just wonder, again, it comes down to this team chemistry. He only gets on with the pitchers. Maybe we'll have a look around. Alright, free agents have been filed. Now, there's a few. I did have a sneaky quick look without you guys, but there is a few here that I think have got me very interested. First here is Ebernd Morlock from out of Germany, 30 years old. This is, I think, the sort of player that we've been looking for. Look at this. What's our head coach rating of him? It's not about the same. What I'm thinking about that we can do with this guy is that, because I was told in the comments, sorry, I forget who it was, but you'll know who it is for what the advice I was given, is we need contact and power and gap power, so the whole thing, because a lot of our batters tend to either have power or contact, but they don't have both. This guy looks really good, and what I'm thinking is that we can play him at third base instead of Jeff McNeil. We can use Jeff McNeil, with this guy as well, to be fair, can then sort of play anywhere in sort of the infield positions outside of first base, and that, I think it could be a really good option for us. What sort of money are we talking about here for him? We are talking, I'm not interested in joining. Alright, I'm going to have to get rid of Mickey Callaway. It's just that simple, isn't it? That's two players in a row now. The other free agents that we have that have caught my attention here, where was he here? Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts, we could use as a center fielder. Maybe we not get the best out of him defensively, but he's more than capable there. He's as good anyway as what we have right now. But I know Mookie Betts. He's a really good hitter for us. And again, I think he's someone that we could really... I mean, I did say, didn't I? Center field was where we can upgrade. 42 million. Jesus Christ. All right, we probably won't be signing Mookie Betts. What do we have for free agents? We can't even afford to get him right now. We'll keep an eye on Mookie Betts. Hopefully, he'll sort of come to his senses a little bit and realize that $42 million a year is absolutely ridiculous. Good luck to him if he can get it, to be fair. But I do think the other one here, there was a catcher that, I mean, we did just re-sign Big Willie Ramos, and I like Willie, so to speak. Don't clip that. Yeah, I mean, everything else here, there's some decent pitchers, but to be honest, I'm relatively happy with our pitching. If everybody pitches up to their best. I kind of got one around a little bit towards the end of the season. Daniel Murphy was the other one here, 35-year-old, but he plays Blues position, so he's not getting in the team, so there's no point. Anyway, it looks as though we're going to have to fire Mickey Callaway and find somebody else. Alright, we have a trade. I don't do many trades, but we have one here. Steven Matz. We've sent him off to the LA Dodgers, him and his $3.4 million a year. And in return, we have got Tony Gonzalez. He's a right-hander, so we've traded a lefty for a righty. But what I like about this guy, is the wage, not way less. But also, he's got decent stamina, which means we could use him out of the bullpen, or we could use him as a starter. Now, I think he's quite good. I really like this guy. I think we've done really well. Despite the fact we've traded a lefty for a righty, I'm not too concerned about it because we do already have sort of 3-4 lefties in the bullpen. We have a lot of... Oh no, I'm looking at batting there, aren't I? But we have Anthony Kay as a lefty that can start. What's the word? Yeah, starting pitcher. And I think Patterson can as well. Is he a starting stamina? Yeah, so he can start as a lefty as well. So I'm not too concerned about losing Matz. We have other lefties, and I think that's a good trade. Let me know what you think in the comments, but I'm happy with this one. Hello, Mickey. Hey, mate, it's Aussie Villain. How you doing, mate? Yeah, no, you're right. It was a good season. Yeah, I was really happy with it, to be honest. Injuries and all. Yeah, that's. I think you're right. We do just need to strengthen a few key positions, and I think we'll properly challenge next year for that World Series, which is actually why I'm calling. I've been trying to sign some players that I think will be really, really important for us going forward. The problem is they're refusing to join because of you. Yeah, mate, yeah, I was really surprised as well, to be honest. So, yeah, in light of that, you're fired. No, mate, no, not joking, dead serious. You got 15 minutes to clear out your desk. So it's done. I've done it. I was ummed and ahed ever since we first took over, but Mickey Callaway has been fired. And as you can see, he's taken it well. Callaway said he finally got fed up with front office interference and went to the owner about it. When he got no satisfaction or support from the owner, Callaway expressed his opinions in very strong language and was subsequently fired. That's not really what happened. What happened is that I hired a new manager and there was not obviously enough room for two managers. So he was let go. Dusty Baker. I hear he's a bit of a legend. He's 71 years old. He wanted a 5-year contract. I sat him down and said, Dusty, listen, mate, you're going to be a really old man at that point. So you maybe don't want to get bought off more than you can chew. So we've got him for 2 years. And we're paying an extra $1 million on top of what we were paying Mickey Callaway. But this guy, he looks to be a bit of a legend. He hasn't managed since 2017. So what's that? 3 years ago. But he makes playoffs, which is what I like. I think the main point here is that he's not Mickey Callaway. It should allow us to sign some new players. And what I'm also hoping is going to happen is team chemistry is going to improve a little bit here. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's pretty much switched, doesn't it? The pitchers don't like him now and the batters do. But hopefully with time, that will change. Because it's said that he was an easygoing guy. So I'm wondering, he's a great success rate for use of baseball. He has a measured approach. He should be fine. I'm sure it's just that, the pitchers like the old manager. He's gone now, so they're angry kind of thing. I'm hoping it'll clear up, but we do have a new manager, and that should mean we're able to sign some players now. Alright, we have splashed the cash on a big signing. Almost $27 million a year on Eberhard Morlock. We've got him. He was between us and the New York Yankees. He was coming to New York. It was just a matter of which side of the divide, and we have got him, which is excellent stuff. Really good contact hitter, good gap power, home run power. According to our head scout, isn't great. But I mean, according to the OSA ratings, he's even better than what our scout says. As I said, he's not the best fielder going around, but I think he's a really good batter. He's not as bad as, for example, Grandpa Canó is in the field. So I think this is a good signing. This is a lot of money. This is a big deal for me. It's almost my first big free agent signing that we've done. It's a lot of money. I think he could be worth it. I think he's a really good batter. That's where we've been letting ourselves down a little bit. Like I say, I kind of have my eye on him playing at third base in place of Jeff McNeil. And as much as we all love Jeff McNeil, I think we have to admit that this is an upgrade on Jeff McNeil. It just is, isn't it? I mean, he's not that much better in the field than him in any case. I think McNeil will play a really good role just off the bench. For us, I definitely want to keep him. He's a really not on much money at all, is the old McNeil there. So I think he'll still have a big role to play, but I'm definitely happy to have Morlock in the club. A German, we've signed a big free agent. The other news, a little bit disappointingly, is that Mookie Betts has gone to St. Louis Cardinals. Now, what's disappointing with that is he went for $38 million. I wonder if I can find him here. He's on my shortlist, isn't he? He went for $38 million. I had offered him $38.5 million. Where is he, Mookie? Yeah, I'd offered him $38.5 million, and he said no, and then he went and signed for less money for the Cardinals. I don't know why he's done that, but he has, which is annoying, because I think if we'd added him to the lineup as well, we would have looked really good for this season. But unfortunately, we didn't get him, so it's no point crying about it now. yeah, maybe I still would like to try and strengthen centre field if I can. The problem now is, there wasn't that many options to start with, and there's even less now. But we'll see how we go. The Rule 5 draft thing has happened. I did start recording it. There was no one that we wanted. Our scout wasn't recommending anybody, so nothing happened. We didn't sign anybody, so I didn't bother with it. Yeah, that could be it. We'll see if we can sign one or two others, maybe. See if we can do some trades. But I'm thinking we've strengthened the batting, which is what we wanted to do. The pitching already looked relatively strong. I think we've had a good preseason or off-season so far. We've done it again. We've made another signing. It's another German as well. We're loving the Germans this year at the Mets. It's Matthias Odenthal, a centre fielder. I said I wanted to try and get a centre fielder in. We've got one here. He can also play left field, but just a good all-round hitter as well. I think he's going to be a bit of an upgrade on both Nimmo and Almora. We'll probably look to move one of them on now, to be honest. We're not going to have enough room in the team, I don't think, for all of them. I'm thinking probably Almora, though Gomore's on... Well, Gomore. Although Nimmo's on more money. The fact that he can play left field as well helps a little bit. So a little bit of flexibility there where we play him. Good base runner, could steal as well. Spray hitter, which I think is good, right? Because you can't do the shifty thing. Again, let me know what you think, but I think that's a really, really good pickup. We're going to have to start narrowing down this team in a bit here. It's going to come down to, do we get rid of Amore? He's not on much money, is he? Or do we get rid of Brendan Nimmo? Now, Nimmo can play other positions. I think we keep Nimmo, don't we? Even though he's not as good a hitter, he's on a lot more money, though. I don't know what to do here. He's a better defensive player. Yeah, he can only really play centre fielder, More, can't he? Anyway, leave that with me. I'll worry about that. You just sit back and enjoy yourselves, and we'll see what we get rid of Cespedes. He's aging now, isn't he? He suddenly looks like a very old man. He's grandpa Cespedes. What have I done? I've summoned too much money. Ugh. Okay, we have made a trade, and one I almost instantly regret, but we have traded Cespedes away. He has gone off to join the Houston Astros. I just feel like I saw his wage, and I saw his attributes dropping. His batting average had dropped. It was dropping year on year on year. So I thought, let's just get rid now. So we've done that because he's on contract for another 3 years yet. Now, I think actually, did he have his contract may have had an option after this year, was it? It was after this year. No, it was after next year. So what I've done is I've got rid of him and we have traded him for, if we go and have a look at the lineups here, Griore. I think he's a better option this year. Not someone that's going to start for us necessarily, although he's more than capable of playing first base in place of Blue. He's on less money for just 1 year. Then we can let him go and sort of look to use our money elsewhere. I think it's a smart thing to do money-wise. The one thing that sort of led me to it is that I think we have better options in the outfield now. We can play Nimmo at left field, which is where he's strongest. We can keep Conforto at right field, which is more than capable of playing. And then now with Odenthal, he can play centre field. And I think his bat is going to replace Cespedes as well. So we don't need it. It's big money for a player I don't necessarily think we need. Almora, I think, provides good backup at centre field. We need another outfielder. Now, I don't think this is our answer. He did fine last year. He actually batted .275 in the limited time that he played. We might have a look around and see if we can get somebody else that can play in the outfield. I think J.D. Davis, his time as a Met may be coming to an end, though he is a good defensive player as well. We're going to have to play around with things a little bit here. I do want Jimenez to come into the team this year as well. We're going to have a think about it, but let me know what you think in the comments. I think it is a sensible trade to have made. Okay, we have 2 more trades. I am trading up a storm this offseason, aren't I? Absolutely trading up a storm. Okay, so J.D. Davis, we've sent him off to Colorado. He was good for us. He was a good first base defensively. He's a good third baseman. He did okay batting. He had a couple of hot streaks through the season. But we didn't need first baseman and we didn't need third baseman. What we needed was an outfielder, and we've got that. And I think we've got a decent one here in Juan Mayora. I think you'd pronounce that. What I like about this guy, just good contact. He can play anywhere in the outfield, which is good. He can fill in the infield as well, but we're not going to be using him there. Anywhere in the outfield he can fill in. A really good base runner as well, which helps. And we're not paying him hardly anything. We've actually lessened our wages on this one. So He played a little bit in the majors for Colorado last year, batted .302. So if we can get that out of him as well, we'll be well happy. But I think we've done well there. I think we've traded for a position that we needed. We've got cover in the outfield, and I think that's going to be good. And the next one, I feel like we need to be committed for robbery or something. This is what's happened. We have sent off one of our catchers I didn't even know we had to the LA Dodgers. Absolute never going to play for us. And in return, we've got Brian Garcia. I don't know either. I don't know what's happened there. But we've got ourselves a very, very handy little closer. Yeah. I mean, he may even walk straight into our bullpen, to be honest. He's that good. So, there we go. That's happened. The second one, I know that's a good trade. That was an absolute no-brainer. Let me know what you think of the first one, though, the Colorado trade. Davis for Mayora, I think it was necessary, if not, even if it's not the best trade. I think it was a necessary trade. Grandpa Canó, how you doing, mate? Aussie villain. Yeah, good, mate, good. Now, listen, I just wanted to discuss your future with you. Yeah, no, I mean, as I'm sure you're aware, none of us are getting any younger, right? And careers don't last forever. And as you saw last year, I'm not really able to offer you any sort of regular playing time. So what I'm thinking is that if we can come to some sort of agreement to sort of mutually terminate your contract, that way you can go off, you can play somewhere else. Enjoy these final years, getting out of the dugout before, you're like me, either stuck in the dugout or up here in the office trying to, wheel and deal. I think you'd really enjoy these final years if you're able to get out there and play. No? Look, mate, yeah, I know you have 20 million reasons to stay, but some things are more important than money, Hello? Grandpa Canó. It's worth a try. Okay, spring training has arrived. So that is basically the end of where we're going to leave things off here. We did do one other piece of business here. We signed Michael Brantley. Where can I click on his name here? Here we go. On a minor league contract with if he comes up to the major leagues, there's a major league option. If he comes up in the first 30 days, we pay him $1 million or whatever. But anyway, I think this is a cheeky little pickup. A bit of cover in the outfield, which is what I wanted. But to be honest, this guy is not. He's better than Cespedes, I think. To be honest, good contact hitter, good gap power, avoids being struck out, which is always good. OSA ratings are very similar, which I think is a good thing. Good base runner, good bunt up. I do think, as I said, this is a sneaky little pickup. He played last year for Houston, batted .266. Yeah, so to have him in on a minor league contract, I think is really, really good. So I'm happy with that little pickup. As you've just heard, I cannot shift Robertson Cano. He's not going anywhere. I can't send him down to the AAA. He refuses to be demoted. I would have to. Texas Ranger. Is this a real guy? Ray C. Davis has died. That can't be a real guy. I mean, it's really morbid. But that can't be a real guy, can it? Surely they can't foresee an actual person's death in the game. If you're Ray C. Davis, 24th of February 2021, maybe just, have a quiet day. That is terrible. Absolutely terrible. Flexon's on his way back too, which is good. He should be back soon. But yeah, like I was saying with Canó, I can't get rid of him. I've tried to trade him. I can't really. No one wants him, obviously, because he's 38 years old and on $20 million a year. He's an absolute muppet. Look, I genuinely think if I was to go and be a fielder in this game at first base, I would rate higher than that. He's just horrible. He's absolutely horrible. Yeah. I mean, his contact's actually still not too bad. He did bat .243 last year, so maybe we shouldn't write him off completely. But yeah, he refuses to be demoted. Look, I'll show you. I've waived him. No one picked him up. He refuses to be demoted. I can't take him off the 40-man roster because he's in the actual team. So we're just kind of stuck with him, which is really, really annoying. I could release him, but we just have to pay out his contract in full. I figure if we're going to pay him, we might as well just have him in the squad. I mean, the only benefit to it is that he is a team leader. We've got a few team leaders sneaking in there now, which is good. A couple of disruptive forces as well, a few selfish players, but these things happen. I'm a little bit concerned that the player relationships have just switched and now the pitchers have a bad relationship. It'll be interesting to see if our pitching gets really bad this year as a result of that. But anyway, that's it. That is, we'll sort of finalize a lineup after spring training. we're looking okay right now. Lots and lots of pitches. We're going to need to trim that down, aren't we? But like I say, we'll trim that down ready for the start of the season once spring training is done. So that's it for today. If you have enjoyed this episode, please do hit thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, welcome. Make sure you subscribe and ring the bell to know when I upload new episodes. And we will be back on Wednesday for the start of Major League Baseball, which I'm thinking is probably this game here. It's away to Milwaukee Brewers. That'll be opening day for us. A bit of a new team to look at as well. So until then, I've been Aussie Villain. Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to let me know what you think of the awards in the comments as well. Take care.